Bonjour, chères Madame et Messieurs. Je ne regrette rien, except one thing, that I didn't learn French better back in my time in high school. I'm sorry that I will continue my speech in English, and I want to say thank you to the wonderful interpreter who put the French subtitles to this video. Merci beaucoup to the organizers. Merci beaucoup for inviting me. And a really big merci beaucoup to all of you who are taking a strong stand for health freedom. My name is Dr. Maria Hubmer Mogg. I'm a physician from Austria, but I'm also a mental health coach and a herbalist. In October 2025, we started with our international organization, Make Europe Healthy Again. I want to say first, and that's the most important thing, MEHA is not tied to any political party or any group. We are independent and we have a non-profit status by the Austrian governmental agencies. So we are not bought by any party, we are not bought by any institution. We are working 100% independently. But what we do is we meet with people, politicians and policymakers on the common denominators, peace and health. And what we want to do, if we look at the EU Parliament as it is now, we know there is dozens of lobbyists per one member of European Parliament. If you look at the numbers, it's crazy. And to speak in their terms, what we want to do now is lobbying for the good. That means our big team of amazing international great scientists, lawyers, doctors, people advocates, great young people that take a stand for health freedom as well. So activists, real activists, grassroots movement people. We want to get into conversation. As long as we have this political and party system, this is a way how we can go forward. And we are also proud citizens of our nations, and we want to bring this information, this very information about what is going on when it comes to fraud in science and why things happened as they did, especially in the past years and further beyond, to the people who care or who woke up and start caring now. So we want to bring the science debate into parliament hearings. And I do think there are more and more people who want to get into dialogue about peace and about true health and what really is health promoting. And when it comes to vaccines, I'm sure many of you are aware, but I really want to promote a film, An Inconvenient Study. The documentary won the Malibu Film Festival Prize in October 25. And the amazing Del Bigtree, who already produced the film Vaxxed, and further on there is the films Vaxxed 2 and 3, and a great thank you to Children's Health Defense and especially Polly Tommy when it comes to the Vaxxed films. So An Inconvenient Study film shows how fraudulent things are when it comes to not showing the real data. An Inconvenient Study compares vaxxed versus unvaxxed. And for you who are working in this field for a long time and take a strong stand for health freedom, It shows clearly the unvexed population, the unvexed kids are the healthier ones. Especially when it comes to chronic conditions, allergies, asthma, but also autism spectrum disorder. I also, and I'm sure most of you have heard about it, want to invite you to look at the great work of the Peter McCullough Foundation, where Peter McCullough, Nick Hulsher, and also the great Dr. Andrew Wakefield was part of this amazing study, show the determinants of autism. So please have a look at their work at the website of the McCullough Foundation. And one would think, if we have this documentary with hidden camera material, and if we have amazing work as of the McCullough Foundation and many other brave doctors and scientists from all across the world, one would think it's so obvious things need to change. But of course, the big pharma and the unelected global elites working closely with them, and the WHO, being sponsored 80% by donations of private sponsors, of pharma lobby organizations, and they have to use the money for the cause that the sponsors say it needs to be used for. So all this is a big fraudulent system that needs to be exposed. So we dedicate our work to bringing and shining light into very dark and corrupt structures. And I want to say thank you to everybody who is brave enough to walk this path with us. With MEHA, Make Europe Healthy Again, we also want to shine a light on other threats to our children, especially to our people, our proud citizens of our nations, like the digital ID. So we will have an event in the EU Parliament on March 4th, 2026 at 5 o'clock Central European Time, and it will be live streamed, and you will find more on gomeha.com. We will also have an event in this year about regenerative farming, because there is not only big pharma, there are big agriculture and big food industries as well. And we know that there are so many ingredients in our food, in our children's food, that are definitely harming our bodies. There are chemicals in shower gels, in shampoos, in so many things. And people have to be aware about so many other impacts on their daily life and on their health. Thinking about electromagnetic fields or the EMF radiation, phones, Wi-Fi's in kindergarten, tablets for children in school connected to Wi-Fi, etc., etc. So there's many things we have to look at, especially also how can we make our soil healthy again. Regenerative farming, permaculture is the answer. We could use so much money of the EU budget to really support farmers. But of course, the unelected global elites don't want people who can get healthy food in their region and just get healthy by this wonderful food alone. Let food be thy medicine. So we will also focus on that. And as I mentioned, the WHO, we definitely have to have a close look about who is the head of the WHO. What does the pandemic treaty will bring? What is in the IHR amendments? And we want to expose that more and better than ever with our amazing legal experts who became experts in the WHO in an event in the EU Parliament in May 2026, before the WHO meets for their World Health Assembly in Geneva. And what is a real heart project of our team is a peace conference that we will have in Iceland on June 20th and 21st. And I'm proud to announce that the Vice President of MEHA, the amazing judge and lawyer from Iceland, Arna Por Jonsson, is working already hard on that behind the scenes. I want to invite people to come to this amazing peace conference. More information will also be provided soon on gomeha.com. And we also, and this is maybe very interesting, especially for many of you, have a big international autism conference in beautiful Vienna, Austria, my home country, on October 3rd and 4th, 2026. And then we will also have an event which we plan for December this year, where we bring all the experts when it comes to PCR tests, school closures, lockdowns, masks, COVID-19 mod mRNA injections and their side effects, the DNA contamination, high mortality rates, the impact of the mental well-being of the population from what happened in the past years. We will bring all these experts, hopefully into the EU Parliament. Hopefully we can have a conference there, and then invite politicians who took a strong stand in the past years to this event, to then invite and encourage them to take this as a blueprint to bring the experts to their own parliaments. Because we really have to have a look in what is happening. And once we can wake up more people to the fact that there had been science fraud done in the past years, they will probably also think, had there been science fraud in the past as well? And I think if we keep strong, if we stay brave and bold, it's individuals like you, like me, and many others that know that God and the good will always prevail, and that we can make a difference by speaking up and by influencing people to also see through the lies that they are told daily by the mainstream media, mainstream politicians, etc. So I have a very strong vision of a brighter future, and I know you have that too. And together, with our collective consciousness, we can definitely make a change. Again, I want to say merci beaucoup. I want to say merci beaucoup to the Creator, to a source that makes us all strong. And again, God and the good will prevail. And I can't wait to see many of you in person soon. Thank you so much. All the best.